The Arrowverse is an adaptation of the DC Universe, and one of the biggest teams in that universe is the Teen Titans, or the Titans, which typically has all the sidekicks of the members of the Justice League, as well as other teenage superheroes, brings them together, and they form a team. Now, in this video, just like I did a couple weeks ago with the members of the Justice League, I'll go over each member of the Teen Titans, or the Titans that has appeared in the Arrowverse, go over which universe they're from, their role in what TV show, the actor who plays them, or the actress who plays them, the episode they debuted in on what show, and also, compared to the Justice League, the amount of members of the Teen Titans or the Titans that have appeared in the Arrowverse is a lot smaller, so I'm guessing this video will be a lot shorter than the Justice League one, but still there are a lot of characters to go over, so with that in mind, let's start with the founding members, which in the comics, the original Teen Titans consisted of Wally West, aka Kid Flash, Dick Grayson, aka Robin, and Garth, aka Aqualad, and out of those three, only one has appeared, and technically that one kind of hasn't appeared either. Wally West, also known as Kid Flash, debuted in The Flash Season 2, Episode 9, played by Keenan Lonsdale, and he's a supporting character on both The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, and he is from Earth 1. In the comics, he founded the Teen Titans, like I said, along with Aqualad and Robin, in 1964. Now, the reason I said Kid Flash has only kind of appeared in the Arrowverse, it's a very confusing situation, but the character that Wally West in the Arrowverse is based off of is at this point technically a different character than the original one, as although when he did debut, they were the same character, so that's why it's a little bit confusing here, but at this point, after Rebirth, it turns out that the New 52 Wally West, who was originally supposed to replace Wally West, but after all the fan outrage, they reversed that, so now they're different characters. So technically, the version from the Arrowverse, who definitely bears a physical resemblance to the New 52 Wally West, as well as a role resemblance and a personality resemblance, so much so than the original Wally West, is technically based off of that character. So while he kind of has appeared in the Arrowverse, he technically hasn't, so I kind of did this a little out of order. I just decided that I probably should put it here anyway, but the New 52 Wally West is also a member of the Teen Titans, joining in 2016, so I kind of did that one out of order, but what you're gonna do, it's definitely a very confusing situation. Moving on to a much more simple situation, Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, was one of the first recruits to the Teen Titans after their founding, joining the team in 1968. In the Arrowverse, he debuted in Arrow Season 1, Episode 15, is played by Colton Haynes, and is a supporting character in 5 seasons of Arrow, or is a series regular in 5 seasons of Arrow, and he is from Earth 1. 1970 saw the recruitment of Malcolm Duncan, aka Guardian, into the Teen Titans, who has had a couple characters in the Arrowverse who kind of represent him. There's Malcolm Duncan who has yet to appear and yet to become Guardian, but he was mentioned in The Flash Season 1, Episode 7, and he is from Earth 1. Then there's another character who also isn't Malcolm Duncan and is a very different character, but he bears a physical resemblance to the character, and also I think they just should have made him Malcolm Duncan. It would have made much more sense, because he is Guardian. James Olsen, who debuted in Supergirl Season 1, Episode 1, is played by Mecca Brooks, and he's a supporting character in 4 seasons of Supergirl, and he is from Earth 38. Honestly, like I said, they should have just made him Malcolm Duncan. He's a very comic book accurate Malcolm Duncan, at least in physical appearance, and also his alter ego, his superhero name, and a very comic inaccurate James Olsen, or Jimmy Olsen, so I really think he should have been Malcolm Duncan through and through. Joining the Teen Titans in 1984, we have Joe Wilson, who in the comics is Jericho, while in the Arrowverse, he isn't. Also in the comics, he's a hero, while in the Arrowverse, he's a full-on villain. He debuted in Arrow Season 6, Episode 5, is played by Liam Hull, and obviously he is from Earth 1. 11 years after Joe Wilson joined the Teen Titans, his sister, Rose Wilson, also joined in 1995. Rose Wilson has yet to appear in the Arrowverse, and I doubt she ever will, but Ravager has, and Isabel Rochev kind of takes up the role of Rose Wilson, even having the same costume and also working with Slade Wilson. She debuted in Arrow Season 2, Episode 1, played by Summer Glau, and is a villain on Earth 1. Ray Palmer, aka The Atom, led his own version of the Teen Titans, although he is not a teenager, in 1996. In the Arrowverse, he debuted in Arrow Season 3, Episode 1, is played by Brandon Routh, and is a supporting character in Legends of Tomorrow, but also a recurring character in Season 3 of Arrow, obviously also on Earth 1. Jesse Quick joined the Titans in 1999, also known as Jesse Chambers, while in the Arrowverse she's actually Jesse Chambers Wells, aka Jesse Quick as well. She debuted in The Flash Season 2, Episode 5, is played by Violet Bean, and is a recurring character in every season of The Flash since Season 2, except for Season 5, so just 2, 3, and 4 so far, and she is from Earth 2. Mia Dearden, aka Speedy, joined the Teen Titans in 2005. Now, Mia Dearden has really never appeared in the Arrowverse, but she does have a counterpart of sorts, maybe even two. There's Thea Dearden Queen, aka Speedy, who has a lot of differences, like her name is Thea instead of Mia. She has the last name Queen instead of Dearden, and Dearden is her middle name instead. And also, she is Oliver's sister instead of having no relation at all in terms of family. But she is definitely, she's Speedy, and her name is definitely at least a little similar. So she definitely is the same character, just with major differences. She debuted in Arrow Season 1, Episode 1, is played by Willa Holland, and is a supporting character in 6 seasons of Arrow, and is from Earth 1. Now, Mia Dearden kind of has another counterpart, but this one is way more of a loose adaptation, and really the only reason I'm counting her is because her name is Mia, and she's part of Arrow, so that's gotta be something. There's Mia Smoke, aka Black Star, who is the daughter of Oliver Queen and Felicity Smoke from The Flash Forward. She debuted in Arrow Season 7, Episode 8, is played by Catherine McNamara, and is a supporting character in Season 7 and 8 of Arrow from Earth 1. Now, again, this is definitely a very loose adaptation. She's barely the same character at all, but again, considering her name is Mia and she's a part of the Green Arrow world, I think it's very clear that she is some sort of adaptation of Mia Dearden. Magan Moores, also known as Miss Martian, joined the Teen Titans in 2006. In the Arrowverse, she is from Supergirl. She debuted in Supergirl Season 2, Episode 3, is played by Sharon Leal, and is a recurring character in Season 2, and a kind of a one-off character in Season 3, and is from Earth 38, or should I say Mars 38, as she does live on Mars. Kara Zor-El, also known as Supergirl, joined the Teen Titans in 2007. In the Arrowverse, she's a very prominent member, being the main character of her own show. Kara Danvers, also known as Kara Zor-El, also known as Supergirl, debuted in Supergirl Season 1, Episode 1, and is played by Melissa Benoist. Like I said, she's the main character of her own show, being Supergirl, and because of that, she lives on Earth 38. Jaime Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, joined the Teen Titans in 2008. In the Arrowverse, Blue Beetle, or at least Jaime Reyes, has yet to appear, but Blue Beetle kind of has. In Arrow Season 6, Episode 6, William and Felicity are playing Injustice 2, and the two characters they're using are Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat and Blue Beetle. Now, this means Blue Beetle is either a fictional character in the Arrowverse, or maybe he is a character, he's a person in real life, and they modeled a character in this video game after him, and I'm guessing Injustice 2 is very different from what we've seen from the actual real life, because otherwise, at the time, Oliver's identity would be public, Barry's identity would be public, Batman's identity would be public, so it's very different, so I can't really count every other character from the game, but one character I can count, the one they used, is Blue Beetle. Whether or not he's Jaime Reyes, that is unconfirmed, as the game is different, and it has to be, but Blue Beetle, as a fictional character, kind of has appeared. The Teen Titans, or the Titans, didn't have any more recruits that have appeared in the Arrowverse at this point until 2016, which is DC Rebirth, starting with Wally West, aka Kid Flash. I already mentioned him. So then there's John Kent, aka Superboy, who joined the team in 2017. Now, this is also a tricky situation, very similarly to Wally West, aka Kid Flash, although a very different situation, as John Kent, or Superboy, has yet to appear or even be mentioned in the Arrowverse, but he is set to appear in the upcoming crossover, at least I believe he is, as it was revealed that Lois is pregnant in Supergirl Season 4, Episode 9 with Superman's baby, and it's also confirmed that he is going to be appearing in the upcoming crossover, and when I say he, I mean it, because the gender isn't confirmed, but it's almost definitely going to be John Kent, as he is the most iconic and famous and beloved child of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, and also he's the current one in the comics, so although this one is yet to be confirmed 100%, and he's not yet to be mentioned, kind of, or even appear, I'm still going to put him here because I think that by the time Crisis rolls around, we will see the baby version of John Kent. Joining the Teen Titans in 2018, Emiko Queen, also known as Red Arrow, had a pretty big role in Arrow Season 7, although a very different role from the comics. While in the comics, she is the sidekick to the Green Arrow, and again, a member of the Teen Titans and a superhero. In Arrow Season 7, she was the main villain. She was never called the Red Arrow either. She was only called the Green Arrow, as she took over the role for a little bit, although it turns out that was for some villainous motivation that honestly I don't remember off the top of my head, but she debuted in Arrow Season 7, Episode 1, although she didn't have an actor really until Episode 8, as she was masked the whole time until Episode 8, where she's played by C. Shamuka from then on out. She's the main villain of Arrow Season 7, and she is from Earth 1, but she definitely has a very, very different role to the Emiko Queen in the comics. 2017 saw the creation of a new team known as Defiance, which, considering it's been known as or been called the Dark Titans, I'm going to be including them here. This team is very Deathstroke oriented. It has characters like I already mentioned, like Jericho and Ravager, but also 3 other characters of Deathstroke's family that I will go over right now, starting with Deathstroke himself. Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, debuted in Arrow Season 1, Episode 13, and is played by Manu Bennett. He is the main villain of Arrow Season 2, also being a recurring character in Arrow Season 1, a recurring character in Arrow Season 5 and 6, and a guest star character in Season 3 and 4, and all of this is a part of Earth 1. The second member of the Deathstroke family, who is a member of Defiance, is Billy Wintergreen. He is the best friend of Slade Wilson in the comics, and in the Arrowverse he has a very similar role, although it is changed because of the events of Arrow. He was the best friend of Slade Wilson, or at least the co-worker of Slade Wilson, debuting in Arrow Season 1, Episode 5, played by Jeffrey Robinson. He was a recurring villain in Season 1 until he was killed by Slade, and all of this was again on Earth 1. And finally, Slade Wilson's wife, Adaline Wilson, or Adaline Kane, has been mentioned in the Arrowverse. She was mentioned in Arrow Season 6, Episode 5 on Earth 1, while in the comics, in Defiance, she is the leader of that group. So all 3 of these characters, Adaline Wilson, Billy Wintergreen, and Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, joined Defiance, and by extension are in this video part of the members of the Teen Titans, joining in 2017. And finally, the final character to go over is a very anticlimactic ending to this video. Frances Kane, aka Magenta, was retroactively confirmed to be a part of the Teen Titans in 2018, as she was a part of it from before, but we've never actually seen her before. That's just what we're told now in 2018. But in The Flash, she debuted in Season 3, Episode 3, and she's only appeared in that episode being a one-off villain, played by Joey King on Earth 1. So anyway, that is every member of the Teen Titans, the Titans, or any other subgroup from those groups that have appeared in the Arrowverse or have been mentioned. Let me know which one of these characters is your favorite. Well, let me know which superhero group or even supervillain group you want me to do next. And also, what do you think the Arrowverse's Teen Titans should look like? If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.